Season 2 has had more of a focus on Yor, and now we have a whole multi-episode sequence focusing on her character. Lloyd, Yor, and Anya have formed an odd fake family that gives the three of them warmth and comfort against the odds. Unfortunately, their life revolves around spies and assassins, and Anya is the only one who knows how ridiculous their life truly is.
Oh my god, have I been surrounded by secret agents this entire time?
The new multi-episode sequence highlights Yor's unsettling dilemma. What does she value most? The people in her life who care for her, or her abstract loyalty to Ostania? This is made all the more complex because it's unclear how much of what she's doing is for the benefit of Ostania, but I'll come to that later. Is there actually any reason why I should continue my job as a killer? This is a question Yor asks herself at the beginning of this multi-episode sequence, after seeing Yuri and realizing that he is successful in his job and taking care of himself. The next thing she knows, Yor is assigned to the Lorelei, a cruise ship that has possibly the worst security measures in existence.
Look out of the window! Ideal weather for committing a crime.
It's also the ship that will be secretly carrying a woman and child. Olka and Graham Gretcher, Olka and Graham, plus their male bodyguard, are ready to start a new life with fake identities, if they can escape the team of assassins sent to eliminate them. Yor wonders whether the Lorelei job should be her final job as Thorn Princess. Her work on the Lorelei is overseen by the director, a grey-haired gentleman who chides her for being too anxious. But Yor has reason to be anxious. Lloyd and Anya happen to have won a ticket for a stay on the very same cruise, and she's worried her double life will be exposed. What has now been made explicit is what was implied for much of Season 1. Yor is involved with organised crime. From the perspective of Olka, she's just another figure from the criminal underworld, and an odd one at that. You really don't seem like someone from the underworld, Olka says to her. Yor clearly likes the woman, and makes a personal vow to Olka that she will protect her, and yet she doesn't seem to reflect on the nature of the job. Olka, reflecting on her life on the run, says, "You could say this is a gangster's destiny." We're told that the Gretcher crime syndicate boss and his two sons were killed by infighting. So Olka is trying to escape what she seems to look upon as a life of violence, but Yor is given a different story. Before she even met Olka, she was told that the Gretcher family are honourable. For generations, they have been a powerful force that has managed this country's underworld with honour. Yor's time on the ship involves plots and counterplots, and there's some fantastic fight sequences, but rather than focusing on that, here I want to focus on Yor's character arc. Faced with protecting Olka and Graham from increasingly persistent and reckless assassins, Yor thinks about Lloyd and Anya and reflects, if those two ever saw me so badly hurt that I can't talk my way out of it, I won't be able to stay in my home anymore. But Olka doesn't understand the stress. The family's just for camouflage, right? Olka asks Yor. Yor recognizes that her conflicting desires are interfering with her focus on the job. I need to get my priorities straight, she thinks. What am I? What am I doing this for? This doubt will paralyze her in the final showdown. In the most recent episode, attacking assassins almost overwhelm Yor at a crucial stage, when she's trying to sneak Olka and Graham off the ship. The director rescues her with some well-aimed bullets, but the numbers of the enemy are overwhelming. When Yor suggests letting the assassins go without further bloodshed, the director quickly interjects. This lot considers war just another way to get paid. If we let them go, they will harm our country somehow. Is this what he believes, or is this just a way to pull Yor back on task? They pay her to kill after all. One of the assassins calls the director old-fashioned, stating it's really all about money. In response, the director chides the assassin for a lack of understanding regarding business. To me at least, this raises the question as to whether the director thinks of his operations in business terms. Is Yor's salary a small expense compared to the profit made by working with crime syndicates? How often has Yor been deployed against rival criminal interests? But let's get to the doubt that paralyzes Yor. Now, you'd think her job as a killer would give her nerves of steel, but Yor is consistently shown to have a delicate and sensitive side in addition to her ruthless streak. Anyway, her job doesn't exactly put her in the same physical danger as a normal person. She has super strength, she's impervious to the poison of a trained assassin, and she can break a sword blade with her bare hand. She has a bit of the superhuman and gothic DNA of Morticia and Wednesday Addams, but I digress. Yor's doubt overwhelms her at a crucial stage when the assassins have her surrounded. As the lead assassin points out to Yor, "You're just like us. You put food on your table by killing." At this point, Yor realizes that she started out as an assassin to support her family, but right now, her family is doing fine. She doesn't need to kill for a living anymore. And so the lead assassin's words trigger an existential crisis for Yor, paralyzing her in the battle. However, when the assassins take advantage of her confusion and move to kill Olka, her empathy for Olka motivates her to take up the fight again. I need to cleanse this world, she thinks to herself. She's not exactly one for nuance, but let's not forget she made a vow to protect the woman, and Yor does have a conscientious work ethic. Ultimately, she resolves that her professional killing comes first, even if it means she has to leave the forges. This last episode was a particularly strong one that creates the potential for greater suspense in future episodes. If Yor ever finds out the truth about Lloyd, the resulting fallout won't be pretty.
Have I been surrounded by secret agents this entire time?
So, Yor has resolved her dilemma between loyalty to people versus loyalty to country. But will this last? Will Yor change her mind? And I'll leave you with one last question. Throughout this multi-part story, the director's straightforward zealotry has contrasted with Yor's doubt. So here I'll drop one of his most zealous quotes of all. As long as we people continue to be people, conflict will never end. Whether it's wartime or peacetime, we are nothing more than soldiers for our countries. My question is his patriotism a mere smokescreen for greed? Does the director really think working with organized crime is best for Astania? Or is he making a lot of money thanks to his illicit connections? Yor can be quite naive. Is she a soldier working with zealous patriots or a callously exploited tool? That wraps up my thought for these most recent episodes of Spy Family Season 2. If you enjoyed the video, you can help the channel by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.